Hey everyone, how's it going? Juan Dhas here, and today I want to talk about chord melody playing. This is something I get asked about a fair bit. I'd say if I had to sum it up, it would probably be linear playing, harmony with respect to linear playing and chordal playing, composition, and equally, if not more so, chord melody or solo guitar. So, seeing as it's such a broad topic, I think I should focus more on the fundamentals, as in what I would think about before I even get into the arrangement or the intricacies of transitions or passages or runs or anything like that. I just want to get down to really what the fundamentals are of chord melody playing, what needs to be thought of. And actually, this has a lot in common with just learning tunes in general. So, a lot of what can be said here will apply to just learning standards or learning things for gigs. So, the way I split it up is as follows: melody, harmony, rhythm, and effects, transitions, the extra stuff. I'm gonna try get through what I can in this video. Probably might save the effects for another video, as that can be its its own beast entirely. So let's dive right into melody. Melody is king. Melody is the forefront of learning any tune, of any chord melody arrangement. It's in the name of the aesthetic and the style, chord melody. If your melody isn't there, it's going to be very difficult to craft an arrangement, because the melody contextualizes all your harmony. It also influences your phrasing, how you're going to even implement transitions or textural effects, things like that. That's something I'll get to later. But the melody is essential. So, how can we go about learning this? What I would suggest is going to recordings, pick a tune. Like I was playing I'll Be Seeing You for the intro. So take a tune, and really just get inside the melody. What is the essential part of the melody? What's the essential phrasing? What are the main notes you want to be playing? And you want to play this without embellishment or any ornamentation / articulation. Why? Because you just want the purest expression of what melody is. You can add articulation after the fact, you can embellish things or change notes around later, but really knowing the purest melody is going to amplify and just accentuate your ornaments and your articulation even more. So what I would do is just take the melody and almost play it real book style and go. Almost not even adding any vibrato in some cases, just really playing it as plainly as possible, just to make sure I have the essential melody in my head. After it's really there concretely, then maybe I'll mess around with it and really go into recordings and see how different musicians embellish the melody. But you need to know the essence of it before you can really get creative with it. Now, this leads me to harmony, and this is one thing where kind of people trip themselves up a bit and start really feeling a little nervous, probably because we've all heard Joe Pass or Tony Pusztai or and insert name of any amazing solo guitar player, and we're left going, how do they do this all at the same time? How do they have the melody and the harmony and everything working at once? And oh, those chords are great. So yeah, gotta love all the sounds in this apartment. So yeah, what you really want to do is figure out what the essential harmony is. And what you'll do is, much like learning any tune, is take your core harmony and learn it by function. Why? Because the function is actually going to dictate how you treat certain chords, maybe in some cases, for more advanced players, how you reharmonize chords, basically just how you treat your harmony, if you will. So, let's say I'll be seeing you. The keys E flat starts on the 1 chord, right? Then we go to G7, that's, what would it be, 5 of 6. But instead of going to 6, it goes to 2, 5 of 2, 2, 5, and 1. Even just knowing that will influence, okay, how can I insert a secondary dominant here if I want extra color? Maybe I should accentuate this tension. Maybe I should just let it sit, or maybe just do nothing at all. Knowing the harmony can, much like the melody, influence the direction you take and influence your creative decisions. And I think knowing both extremely well is paramount. It's essential. So eventually we get into the chord melody aspect and we figure out how to put this all together. So one exercise I would recommend is just take the melody and figure out wherever you find a chord tone in a melody, just match it up with a chord. So if I have a G as the first note and the first chord is E flat, that's the third. So figure out some voicings that include that G as the melody. I can even do a rootless voicing, or whatever it may be. Choose your options. And even if I look at this F, which is the next note in the melody, right? That's the flat 7 of that G7 chord. So then I'll choose different voicings depending on the effect I want. Now, one thing I do want to mention about harmony before moving on to rhythm is really explore the functional analysis of that, because when you get to transposing stuff to different keys, because, you know, stuff sounds nice in different keys, you're going to have a much easier time than if you just go by learning the names of the chords, as in this is an E flat, this is a G7, and so on. You want to really explore the function, and it actually helps understand the harmony as a greater context. What I find some people do is when they learn the chords by themselves, they don't see how that chord functions in the whole of the piece. They just see a little fragment of it, and that can influence how you're going to resolve to certain ideas, for example. Lastly, I do want to touch on rhythm and kind of leave it there, and I'll tackle some other stuff or explore more chord melody playing in other videos further down the line. But the rhythm can be divided into 2 paths, and both will influence greatly how you approach your playing, because it's going to sound different. The first is rubato, which is very much, think of a great classical player or someone like Tony Pusztai that I'd mentioned before, who I actually really tried to get many ideas from and really take inspiration from that. So if I were playing rubato, you'd get something like what I played in the intro. I have more freedom to explore colors, I have more freedom to play around with ideas, and I can take my time and be a little more dramatic, explore different textures, because the freedom and the tempo allows me for that. Well, it allows me that. If I were to play time, then the direction I take would be much different. For example, let's say 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. choices are much more limited because I'm trying my best to focus on the time. And sure, maybe I had a few glitches in there, but primarily I'm focusing on the groove, the direction, and the forward momentum of having rhythm. So maybe I might insert counterpoint here and there, or insert some textural ideas that I would in my rubato playing, but it's going to be a little more contained, because I'm trying to focus on the time. So I'll get into effects and transitions and considerations and anything else about chordal playing in the future, or chord melody playing that is, or solo guitar, but I think just leaving you with these fundamentals is going to help give a little more direction to your chord melodies, to your arrangement, and you'll start thinking a little differently once you start putting a lot of this together. So I hope this has been super helpful for you, and again, as always, if you like what I'm doing on the channel, please do like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It just helps and inspires me to keep making more stuff for you guys. So look forward to seeing you in the next video.